So this is Sketchbook 15, it's the second part and the bigger project. So this is exercise 5. So we had to, the brief was to come up with some packaging ideas for some biscuits for children that had extinct animals on them, and there was 3 flavours to the biscuits. There were raisin, chopped chip and ginger. So I started off doing a raisin spider diagram. So on there we've got things like wrinkly, shriveled, small, tiny, brown, black, gummy, jelly, raw, dried, grape, yellow, fruity, fibre, antioxidants, digestion, energy, that sort of thing. And the same with the chopped chip, and again the same with the ginger. And then I went on to do some colour tests. So these are actually using watercolours, watercolour brush pens, and I think that's all there is. Yeah, watercolours and watercolour brush pens. But obviously in the different colours, so this was going to be like the ginger colours, these were the raisin colours, and these are the chocolate chip colours. Then I had a look at my watercolour brush library and Illustrator. Printed some of those out to see if that would help me at all. So I did that for all of them because I hadn't used them much at all, because I'm more of a traditional, where I just paint traditionally, so I was looking into more computer based brushes. And then I did some rough sketches. So I researched extinct animals. So I came up with some ones that were not your average extinct animals, so not like dinosaurs and things like that. Ones that were slightly different, a bit more unknown, but quite sort of cute basically, so they wouldn't like scare the children. So this is the moa bird, then the saiga antelope and the numbat. So the moa bird I was going to represent as the raisins, the antelope was going to be the ginger, and the numbat was going to be the chocolate chip. And then I went on to do some mark making for each of them. So this was the ginger one and the chocolate chip. And then this was the raisin one. And then I went into hand-drawn typography again. I wanted to use the word sort of like organic, and then obviously we've got the biscuits, the ginger, the chocolate chip and the raisin. Then I did some thumbnails to see how things would look or what they would do. I wanted the characters to interact with the biscuits, so it made it more fun. More thumbnails there. And then I did some biscuit shapes as a mood board to come up with different ways you could have biscuits and shapes. So obviously we've got donut shape, cookie shape, Christmas tree decoration shape, heart shapes, leaf shapes, puzzle shapes, star shapes, all different shapes basically. And then I started to paint the biscuit shapes. And then I started to do the backgrounds and the textures for the packaging. So this was obviously going to be the chocolate chip, because these are like chocolate chip chunks. And then I did some little annotations, because obviously some of them need to be a bit more chocolate bit shaped. These were the raisin ones and this was the ginger one. Then I had a look into packaging and what shapes you can get in packaging, so whether it would be like a pouch or a box or a tin, that sort of thing. And I did a mood board on that of different ways you can do it. So you can have cookies in like a box like this, or you can have them in a pouch, a box, more of a display kind of box, or eco sort of box, or like just a wrapper box. So I did that. Then we move on to the next sketchbook, so I chose a bigger one here because I felt this project needed a bigger one. So I took this inspiration from a previous exercise where we had to add different textures. So I added the textures of the chocolate chip mark making I did to the numbat. Then I did the same to the moa bird and the raisins, and again the antelope with the ginger. And then I drew some packaging that I thought I was going to use, but actually ended up using this style. I thought this was a better compromise, better for the recycling packaging and the organic biscuits. That went well together. So this is the choc chip, the ginger and the raisin. I then went on to do some annotations of these different ones. So that's the first one. Then I made it slightly darker. And that was the final one. I added a watercolour of like a cookie style biscuit, because I thought the choc chip was best as a cookie style. So that's the number as the choc chip. Then we went on to the moa bird with the raisin. So here he's obviously got it in his hand, the number, and he's got crumbs coming from it, so he's just eating a bit. This one he's balancing on the top of the biscuit, so this is how they interact. So again, I made sort of this smaller, the cookie bigger, added some better colours, added them down the side here. So that's what I decided on for that one. And then we do the same with the antelope and the ginger biscuits. So again, he was supposed to be eating them here, but because of the sort of way he was drawn, it wasn't as good as I'd hoped. But that's how we ended up with the ones down the side. So I decided to go for a cookie style for all of them, because then I thought perhaps sort of was more of a cohesive thing for each of the flavours. Then I tried it as a different style, so paired it right back and done it in a monotone, but that didn't really work. So that's how they look as the finished thing, mocked up all together. So obviously it's got the organic at the top, and then obviously they're made of like a cardboard, sort of a thin cardboard box style, and then there's like a lip at the top, and then you undo that and then you can put your hand in. I was going to have a little clear section so you could see the biscuits inside. So they're all interacting, so here he's got it in his hand and he's eating a bit, he's balancing on the top here, and he's got this in his mouth. They're all down the side, so they're all cohesive. Yeah, so I think that worked out quite well. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time for the next one. Coming to the end now, so we've only got 2 more left. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So thank you.